Polian. And Bill, top of the evening to you.
Hi, Boomer. How are you?
Good. You had to be shocked, Bill, when Ray Caruth fell that far down. I mean, I didn't think you had that figured that he would fall through that many cracks. Am I correct?
No, we didn't. We were very surprised that he lasted that long, Chris. And, you know, when you're picking 27th, you want to try and get the player that gives you the best opportunity to get value for the pick. And we felt that, boy, we were very fortunate to have Ray there at the time we picked.
I mean, speed is something you had a little with Rocket. Muhsin Muhammad is fast for a guy his size, but I mean, this kid had a whole nother dimension to your offense. Am I right?
Yes, he really does. We set a goal for ourselves entering this draft. We said we really need to improve our team speed. And, of course, we lost Willie Green to free agency, through free agency to Denver. And so this not only fills that hole, but it gives us an opportunity to add a player who's very fast and has great return skills. So it upgrades our special teams as well.
Well, I figured now in rounds, I mean, everything being equal, I mean, you have some players who had just marvelous seasons, but guys getting long in the tooth, like a Sam Mills, like all the ex-Saints, really like a Maxey, and we could go on and on and on. Is that where you're probably looking to fill in at this point? And is there good value down at the bottom of second and third, et cetera, for those type of players?
Well, we really feel there's good value still on the board. A lot of players that we have interest in, and we wouldn't limit it to defense alone. We're going to try and pick the best player that comes up on our board. When you're down in the low 20s, that's what you need to do. And we still like a lot of the players that are up there, so we're hopeful a good one will get to us in this round and in the third as well.
Were you surprised with some of the moves and really non-moves after all that was talked going into today? I don't mean the moves earlier in the week, but how the top of the draft went. Were there some things that surprised you a little bit?
Well, not many surprises, really. I thought that Tampa Bay did a great job of maneuvering around, and the Jets have done a great job improving themselves on defense. But I think it went pretty much as people thought.
Bill, you are now the hunted after only 2 years. Division champs, you know, Monday Night Football at home against the 49ers, probably hunted in the free agency role now, kind of turning the tables. In your wildest dreams, did you think this would happen this fast?
No, I really did not, and it's a great tribute to Jerry and Mark Richardson and John Richardson and Dom Capers and his coaching staff for taking a team that didn't know each other 2 years ago at this time and turning them into NFC West champions. And you're right, we have a tough road to hoe and a long way to go if we want to get back to the championship game and hopefully beyond. But one thing I know, we got a great organization, great ownership, and a great coaching staff, and they'll get the maximum out of the players we have.
Bill, I asked Tom Coughlin a similar question before, if you can disassociate yourself for a little bit by the man that made the trade to get Kerry Collins in and then watch him progress, and as leader of a team that now moved on to the championship game. Are you excited as a football guy to watch Kerry Collins progress and what he can do in leadership and quarterback abilities in the next year or 2 or 4 or 5?
Absolutely, Boomer. Kerry still has a long way to go before he reaches his full potential. He's just beginning to scratch the surface of his ability. He improved to virtually an 80% passer this past year, but he can do a lot better than that. His leadership, his toughness is evident, but as his experience in big games and in the stretch drive and in the quest for a championship grows, he'll become a much, much better quarterback. So he's in here working now in the offseason with Joe Pendry, and we're looking forward to further big strides from Kerry Collins.
And he'll be helped with backup, Patuk, et cetera. You had a couple of years where you didn't do this, but now you are the guru of the late pick in the round again, so you're back into your natural habitat. Go get him.
Thank you.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. Bill Polian, one of the very best at what he does, and witness the Carolina Panthers in 2 years to the championship game. So he goes back into the war room. They're not till later in the round. New Orleans has made the pick. Let's go up to Gene Washington.
New Orleans, with their selection from Oakland, selects defensive end Jared Tomich from Nebraska.
Mel, this is the time of the draft when we really turn to our right and say, okay.
Well, this is a kid who had a great junior year and then decided to go back to Nebraska. Didn't play particularly well at times this year. In fact, in the opener against Michigan State, he was neutralized by Flozell Adams, who we'll be talking about here next year, an offensive tackle with the Spartans. The guy with Tomich, though, he gives you a great effort. And I think that's what Mike Ditka has been stressing. He wants tremendous intensity. He wants guys going to work hard. Certainly, Naoli will do that. Rob Kelly, who we got at the 33rd spot, the safety from Ohio State, the same type of player. And Tomich, yeah, he definitely slid down the draft board this year. Actually would have gone higher had he come out last year. But in terms of what Ditka said he's looking for, he at least gives you that hard-working mentality. He's going to be good in the locker room. He's going to upgrade the intensity level of your defensive football team. Well, the Saints have picked Tomich. Let's go down to New Orleans right now and join our Linda Cohen. Linda?
Chris, thank you. Yeah, Jerry Tomich getting a big run stopper. I talked to Mike Ditka yesterday, and that's what he said. That was a very, very important key. He had problems with that. And this Saints team is going to undergo major changes on defense, on that line. Ronaldo Turnbull, for instance, he's going to be asked to switch to strong side linebacker. Many changes going on there. And Willie Broughton, he's getting up there in age, so they're concerned about the age factor, and they want to add to this depth. So this is no shock. Chris, back to you in New York.
All right, Linda, thank you. So the Mike Ditka's made his choice. Now St. Louis gets to pick in the second round, having picked up that extra 6 from letting the Bears go up a couple. St. Louis, Atlanta, Arizona, Cincinnati, and Jimmy Johnson of the Miami Dolphins. We'll be back.
I picked up this dime and suddenly everything was going my way. My train showed up right when I wanted it. A woman was saving me a seat, and with one snap, the local turned express. At home was the most amazing thing. There was Candace Bergen with a phone bill that made sense.
Just passing through.
Thanks to Sprint Sense, the dime-a-minute rate, I knew exactly what every call cost. As we hopped a plane for Vegas, I passed the dime on. Why should I be the only one with a phone bill that makes sense?
Call now for 200 minutes free.
In Ames, to answer the call of the wild, one must soar with the grace and ease of the majestic eagle. Have the heart and soul of the mighty bear. And seek comfort in the great outdoors. It is here that our ancient spirits find a balanced path in our civilized world.
If you want more computer for your money, you gotta call us, the friendly folks at Gateway 2000.
Can we back up? Pick up the phone and give us a call.
Call now? Call now. Call now.
Kinda nervous.
Call now.
Grab the phone. Give us a call. Pick up the...
Dial.
Dial.
Right now. Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. To find out more, call 1-800-GATEWAY. Call us today.
It's a fun game. You get to carry a bag, get good exercise, and you get to hit a golf ball and try to make it in this little hole. I think I'm a good golfer, but I need a lot of improvement. I want to win all the big tournaments, the major ones, and I hope to play well when I get older and beat all the pros.
Psychologically speaking, the NHL playoffs can be a therapeutic period in a player's life, an opportunity to work through one's issues, to find a quiet place to sit and reflect, to reach out to those around one, to ponder what is good, and ultimately, to reach one's lifelong goal. The Stanley Cup playoffs on ESPN2. Something to contemplate.
Welcome back to the draft here in New York as we are getting toward the middle of the second round. We have just had Mike Ditka pick. We now have Dick Vermeil picking in the second round. Mike Ditka, Dick Vermeil. Almost like a time warp, isn't it? Ditka already in the Hall of Fame, has won a Super Bowl as a coach. Dick Vermeil, a great, energetic coach. The Philadelphia Eagles got them to the Super Bowl in 1980. He's been out of coaching since 1982 after that season. And there are, we had to ask both of them, why come back?
It's about a challenge that I lost for a while. I lost all my direction. 4 years, all I did